Did anyone follow you? Okay, good. Because what we're about to see is top secret. That's why I'm wearing a disguise. You see, no hat. All right. This is the place where imagination meets innovation, where stories come to life, where science and the arts combine to create thrilling, immersive adventures. Breathtaking, isn't it? You might have wondered, how do we come up with ideas like this? How do we make puzzles that actually work and are fun? And how do you even make an escape room? Well, you're in luck because today I'm joined by two of our red team members, Eli and Ryan. And they're here to discuss with us how we design and create our immersive experiences.
So the first question is, how do you design an escape room? How do you start with the design of the escape room? We like to start with the theme, trying to figure out what kind of environment you're going to be in. Will you be in some sort of robot lab? Are you going to be at the bottom of the ocean, inside of a submarine? Are you going to be in a magical grove filled with fairies and magic? Once you've kind of figured that out, the next thing you need to do is figure out the concept of your game. Are you trying to escape from a prison? Are you trying to keep the submarine from sinking? Or are you trying to get to a specific wish that you want to make in your magical grove? And then once you have those key points started with, you can move on to flow and how that game is going to move. There are a few different kinds of flows. You can start with a linear game. And linear is just puzzle A to puzzle B to puzzle C, and it moves in a straight line fashion. And then you might want to also add in some what would be called mesh games so that you have multiple starting points. There's this kind of thing over here, there's this puzzle over here, and you can start them both at the same time and move towards a central puzzle where everyone is now brought back together working on the same climax puzzle to move on through the adventure. Everybody's different. No matter what you do, when you get a group of people into an escape room, somebody's going to be really good at logic puzzles. Somebody's going to be really good at the observation puzzles. And then the third person do the hunt and search puzzles where they have to search the room and find the item. And then finally there's the code breaking puzzles, and that kind of goes around the whole gambit. You want to get a good mix of the different types of puzzles so that you can keep everybody entertained.
So we generally start with some cornerstone puzzles, which are the big obvious story moments that we want to make sure that players experience during the game. So if you're breaking into a treasure vault, it's, okay, how are players going to get the vault open? Because we want to make sure it's a big story moment, so we're capitalizing on it in the right way within our theme. Everything should be funneling toward the end goal, the cornerstone puzzle, the big story moments. And to fill in those other gaps, we start thinking about what other things are going to be in the room that are going to make sense. And those things will either end up as really cool set dressing, or we'll turn those into puzzles themselves. And so that's how we make sure that everything stays on theme and builds towards these cool story moments intentionally that we've had from the very beginning. So once we have a puzzle idea, we find it really important to do a lot of testing, because one of the most difficult things when you're making a puzzle is evaluating its difficulty, because you already know all the answers. And so for that reason, we try and put our puzzles in front of people as early as possible and do it as often as possible. Being perplexed on a puzzle is fun and it's expected when you're going to play an escape room, but there is a point where it becomes detrimental to the experience. So a big part of the puzzle design is finding good balance and then figuring out how to ride that line.
As long as you get a good mix of all the different puzzles along the flow that you've gotten, that is coming from the concept of the game you're going to do in the theme that you're trying to put them in, you'll have a very successful escape room adventure.
Today you did not go behind the scenes with our red team, and you did not see what it takes to design an escape room. And when you someday design your own escape room, you did not hear it from me. See you next, wait, I didn't see you this time. Smoke bomb!